Hello, welcome back to Bebop Review. My name is Andy Shaw. I just want to show you this comment I got from somebody called Mike Anon. Basically, this is on the video How to Play Bebop, the David Baker one. David Baker's How to Play Bebop critical review. He says, I don't think David Baker intended for these books to make one instantly sound like Charlie Parker. Like any instruction book, they savour the start or a demonstration of how bebop melodies work through different chord changes. But they don't. They don't do that. And then he says, for me, they allow me to understand that fact, but I still need to apply. I've seen all this. I've heard all this stuff before. I just don't want to even read it now. And it's just, I just said to him, if you believe that David Baker's good, carry on. And he come back to me because I said, if you use these books and take them literally, then they'll harm you. And he said, they won't harm you, and that's the point we're trying to make. Okay, if they don't harm you, why doesn't he show me how good he is? Why don't he put a video on of him playing Bebop, and then I can tell him if he's any good? He wants me to put a video on, right, with me playing, so he can just simply have a go at me. This guy, Mike Anon, isn't really a person at all on YouTube. It's somebody who's, if I can just show you, it's somebody who's just made a channel up just to criticise me so we don't know who he is, you know what I mean? There's absolutely no content on his channel or anything. I just can't stand people like this. They just waste everybody's time. Bebop Review is supposed to be a community. I set this up as a community to actually look into Bebop and look into Charlie Parker's music. That's all it is. It's not about me playing or putting myself across or trying to make money or anything. It's just basically talking about Bebop and Charlie Parker, right? I know it sounds like I'm being nasty when I criticise all these people, Ed the Jazzman and things, but I'm actually criticising people who are professionals. I am not a professional, and yet I am criticising them and saying this doesn't work. Now, the fact is, it shouldn't be like that. You know, an amateur musician like me shouldn't see all these problems in professional musicians. I mean, they've got all these books out and all this stuff out, you know, they're just saturating everybody. There's got to be some kind of comeback on them. That's why I actually set up Bebop Review, so I could actually say to you all, this doesn't quite work out if you look at it. If you look at what they're saying about Bebop and then look into Charlie Parker, it doesn't look the same, right? Now, if this guy called Mike Anon actually came back at me and says, this is what David Baker says in How to Play Bebop, and look, this is what Charlie Parker does. Charlie Parker does what David Baker says he does. That would have been really good criticism against me, but he doesn't. If you look at this last comment here, he just says, you sound like somebody who's been frustrated with your jazz journey, that you're looking for an excuse instead of dealing with your own struggles. He's psychoanalyzing me, and he doesn't even know who I am. You know, it's just crazy. These people, right, or any of these people who criticise me can take any one of my videos, because not one of my videos is copyrighted, right? You can take any one of my videos and put it on and criticise me. But they don't, because they can't. So that's what I'm just saying. These kind of people, right, this is the reason why I don't advertise my videos out, because I don't really want these people. So this is just me talking. So I just wanted to say that. So this will be edited down, but I just want to show you that. Anyway, what's this video about? Right, well, I said here in this comment that I'm going to return to David Baker, and this video is Return to David Baker. What I want to do today is return to Bebop Solo on page 38. Now, I've actually put all David Baker's book that on my Facebook page. If you go onto my Facebook page, you'll find a link to the How to Play Bebop series. Now, I haven't put those books on the internet because of obviously copyright and stuff, but somebody has. So if you haven't got those books, you may as well download them. You can go and download them if you go to Bebop Review Facebook page. Right, so what we're going to talk about is this solo by David Baker, right? It's on page 38 in How to Play Bebop, and it's absolutely terrible, I think. I think it's a horrible solo. So we've gone 38 pages through book, so now we should be getting ready to play Bebop, you know what I mean? And instead, we get this solo. It's really horrible. I'll let you listen to it first. I put it into Band in a Box. I know I played it on the critical review of David Baker, but I'll put it into Band in a Box. I'll let you listen to it. Try and listen to this very carefully. Now, we're using the computer because the computer plays the notes really purely and evenly. So what we're doing is we're hearing it in a pure form, so you can actually, believe it or not, you can hear it better than if an instrument plays it. If an instrument plays it, they started to put inflections in and bending and stuff, and you're not hearing the pure notes. We want to hear the pure notes. The computer's really good for that. Even though it's a MIDI recording, we can hear the actual sounds, right? And you can hear things much better, what's going wrong and what's right. So I'll let you listen, and then I'm going to talk about it and tell you what I think's really wrong about this solo, okay? Actually, before we look at the David Baker solo, I thought we'd look at the tune that it's based on, this tune called Grooving for Diz. Grooving for Diz is in volume 3 of How to Play Bebop, so you'd have to look through your volume 3 to see it. This is the tune, right? I want to show you this first because this is supposed to be a bebop tune, so I'm going to play this for you now, this tune, and I want you to listen to it, and I'll talk about it at the end. Okay, so I put this into Bandbox as well. So this is the tune Grooving for Diz, which the solo is based on this tune. It's been played over this tune. Okay. Okay, so I've just played this tune, Grooving for Diz, so we'll just have a look at it now. First thing that I get, first thing that bothers me about it is it doesn't sound very memorable. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound very nice. It doesn't sound very memorable. Like people like that Anon guy says, you know, it's for beginners and all this kind of stuff. But you know, it's like I said before, bebop's not beginners music. So if you're making a composition, it should sound like the bebop of the 1940s, and that doesn't. It just doesn't sound like 1940s bebop to me. This first phrase isn't very nice at all because he's running down and then coming back up, whereas you want descending patterns like that. See, that's going down. Actually, it's not really going down. Let me see if I can find a phrase that's not bad. This phrase here is not too bad. Can you see we're going from that A flat, G, F, E natural to E flat. Actually, looking at that, that's one of the things that I actually heard wrong there. That E to E flat, I actually put it down as 2 E flats, didn't I? Let me check that. So it's this bit here. Yeah, can you see I've made a mistake here? I've put a key signature in. You see David Baker? He hasn't put a key signature in. And he confused... See how I've actually complained about people not putting key signatures in, and I actually said to people, you should always put a key signature in that. Can you see how David Baker's actually confused me? You know what I mean? I'm an experienced musician, and he's actually confused me. He hasn't put a key signature in, so I've had to try and copy it out, and I've put it in key as it should be, look, in key, right? And what's happened is I've missed out. I've actually put it in as he's put it in, as an E, so it becomes an E flat in mine. See that E there? Sorry, it's that E there. But in him, on that F minor, that E there, can you see on his F minor chord? Right, this part here, can you see this part here? This E natural. It goes E natural to E flat, but I've got E flat going to E flat. You see on mine, I've got because I've put a key signature. It's E flat going to E flat, so I've made a mistake there. So there is a voice leading line that's better than what it actually sounds like in my version of it. But it don't really matter about this. I'm not correcting it this second because we're talking about a tune and we're just looking at it. You know, you can tell that the overall thing is that I'm not very keen on it. You know, let's have a look. So actually, that's kind of stuff that I'm saying is not too bad when you're actually running down like this. Where the voice line is going A flat, G, F, E natural, E flat, and then down to that D. See, that is more like what bebop should be like. But most of this stuff isn't descending lines, so it's not really beboppy. And you know, to me, it doesn't sound very beboppy anyway. Another thing that I don't like is, I know, like I said, I'm not going to concentrate too much on this because we're concentrating on solo, really, not this. I don't like this ending here. I mean, he's put an ending in and he's just wrote it out, and it doesn't sound that good. Let's just have a listen to it again. Right at the end, isn't it? Yeah, this ending, it's not very good, is it? I mean, it's supposed to be bebop tune, so if you're emulating the 1940s, like Dizzy, Bud Powell, Charlie Parker, and all those guys, you really want this clean. You just want this to be 2 bars and let the soloist play his own break, really, don't you? You know what I mean? Make that a break, so you're breaking into solo. These first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These first 6 bars of this tune, Grooving for Days, he repeats in the solo. So let's see if this end of this tune matches these first 6 bars. Let's just play that again. No, it doesn't, does it? These last bars here don't match that first bit. It's coming to a concluding L to something else, and then he's playing that in the solo, in that bebop solo, the same 6 bars. To me, it doesn't seem to go on. So what he should have done here is played. He's opened this up with a break. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what. I'll just write a beboppy break in here on this tune just for fun, and see how he could have started it off. Okay, so I'll come back to you in a sec. All right. Okay, so this is the part that, the end of the tune of Grooving for Days, this is the part I want to get rid of. See this bit here? I want to get rid of those so I can put a solo in as we go into the tune, right? So I want to get rid of this, which means I've got to finish this off. So this is what I've actually done, if you look. I've just finished that. I've kept his B flat and that A flat, but from that A flat I've put this changing tone in that reads to that A flat and then finished it off there. Can you see? So I've gone from there, but I've gone down to E flat instead. He's going to F and moving on. So I've like finished it off on that. This carries voice leading on from this F to a G that's on the other bar. So it's going like a G, F, E. So I've tried to keep it steady. And then we've got these 2 bars free now, which meant I can put this solo in, this opening break that leads into the tune. If I can just move that up a bit, which actually moves into the tune, you see. So first of all, I'll just let you listen to David Baker's version, how it starts, and then how that goes, and then I'll just show you my break, and you see which is the best. Okay, so have a listen to them. Okay, so listening to David Baker's version and then listening to my rewriting his ending of his tune, this Grooving for Days, I think by breaking it down like I have done here, with this shorter measure here, with this changing tone that finishes it off, and then going into this typical bebop break that takes you into the tune, it sounds much more authentic, a much more authentic ending to a tune than David Baker's actual writing of. For a start, David Baker's ending of that tune doesn't seem to go into his solos, where I'm actually breaking straight from this 2-bar break directly into the solo, so it kind of flows in, so it makes more sense. So really, if you're writing compositions, really you want to be, and you want authentic bebop stuff, you want to be writing a break before you get into the solo. But don't actually believe me, like I've always said before. Just listen to most bebop tunes. You know, a hell of a lot of bebop tunes start with a 2-bar break, don't you? Know, Salt Peanuts, you know, Night in Tunisia. They've all got very famous breaks. You know, Celia, the Bud Powell tune, or Poco Loco. All these tunes are great tunes, and they've all got a lovely little break before you get into the solo, which sets you up. You're saying if you're playing this break, you see, what you're doing is you're getting into the swing of it before you even start the tune. To actually start a tune and you're in beat 1 straight off, it's not very good. You really don't want to be playing on beat 1 because you're going to be destroying your swing, you know. Which actually, what we're going to look at now is we're going to be looking at David Baker's solo, and I'll show you that that's exactly what happens when you start playing on beat 1. You lose swing, don't you? Okay, so let's have a look at David Baker's solo now. Okay. Okay, so I think the first thing to do is to actually have a listen to it first. So have a listen to David Baker's Bebop solo, okay? Right, so you've listened to that. So I think the first criticism I would make of that is that it doesn't seem to swing very good, does it? And the main reason for that is that, see all these phrases, they all start on beat 1. You've got this bar here that starts on beat 1. Then you've got another one here that starts on beat 1. Can you see? Right, and then if we just carry on a bit. Right, that doesn't start on beat 1, but this does. We've got that on beat 1. We've got that on beat 1. We got that on beat 1. We got that on beat 1. Can you see how all these phrases start on beat 1? It is completely crazy to do that. I just don't understand why he's doing it. That's not beat 1. This bit seems okay. We seem to be running alright here, this bit. But then we're back to beat 1 here. This bit is getting quite bad because we're getting antecedal consequential phrases starting. But not antecedal consequential phrases which you get in jazz. I mean, when you play a phrase, you play the phrase and it must have kind of like a beginning and an end. And when I say antecedal consequential phrases, you have a beginning and then that beginning part is answered in the phrase. Now it can go on in one phrase, or it can be two phrases. But what he's doing is he's using call and response, and call and response sounds terrible in solos. The only way that call and response sounds good is in blues. It actually sounds alright in blues when you're doing a call and response between another instrument, or you're doing it to yourself sometimes. Charlie Parker does a little bit of call and response in blues, but I've never heard it in actual straight bebop solos like this, and he's actually doing it all the time. He plays these phrases like this, then answers his phrase, and then we get another one. I think it gets worse later on. Let's see, it's usually on the second thing. Can you see these phrases are, they all start on beat 1. You've got one here, look. Right, that's one here. Can you see this one here, look? And then it's answered here, and then you get another one here, and then it's kind of like answered. But everything's on beat 1. It's absolutely terrible. It really destroys swing. You really do not want anything on beat 1. David Baker's putting a lot of beboppy type things in, but it just means it's meaningless because he's just destroyed swing, and jazz is supposed to be about swing, you know. Let's go on a bit further. See, yeah, that's just an ending. Yeah, you can. I'll just show you some of the boppy type things that he does. I mean, this phrase is terrible. He's going down and up. That's not very good to start a solo off doing that, where you're going down then coming back up again, and then he's going up and then he's coming down. Yeah, this is okay. This like running down like that, but it's just there's too many phrases. This one here. Let me just go on a bit because there's one that's really bad. Yeah, this phrase here, can you see? It's going right from there, right down to there, descending. It's virtually a complete descending scale, apart from that slight jump there, that little bit of a change in tone there. You have a look at any of Charlie Parker's solos. He never plays. He'd never play a line like that. I've never seen anybody in Bebop play a line like that before. You normally play about 4 notes descending, then move. That's why I'm saying tetrachords are so important, because you move down in tetrachords, then move in the opposite direction. Yeah, you might move down 6, 7, 8 notes at most, but you never move down more than that, unless it's a ballad and you're flying up and down scales in a ballad or something. But that is totally unnatural. It just doesn't sound right at all. It's just really horrible. There's little bits where, like this kind of stuff, where he's doing syncopation across the beat, which actually sounds alright. There's little bits that kind of sound alright, and then he destroys them by like that, coming straight in on beat again. Beat one, and it's just absolutely terrible. I'm telling you, it's really bad. This, but I mean, if you like it, if you're like that Anon character and you actually like it, you play like this. I don't know if anybody will want to listen to you though. What I want to say though with this is, if I can just go back to Band in the Box, right. This is David Baker solo, right, with all these ones. When I actually got this book and I actually tried to play this, what I did is I really didn't like this. So what I tried to do is I tried to actually correct this solo, which, when you think about it, it's actually mad, isn't it? Instead of saying, no, this is rubbish and scrapping it, I actually tried to correct it because, I was into David Baker, like, the Anon character and all like that. So this is I'll just flick over. If you see it, Band in the Box, you've got a melodic line like that, which this is written into. But you can also put a soloist line in, so you can put 2 lines at the same time. So if you do that, you can see my solo written over the top of David Baker's. It actually looks a lot simpler, doesn't it? Look, that's David Baker's. Can you see how complicated it looks with all them incidentals? And look at mine. My solo looks a lot more simple, doesn't it? Let's just have a look through. It's a lot more simple. Let's look at David Baker's. See, David Baker's got all these bebop scales in, and all this, all these chromatics. You know what I mean? All these scaly things, which people on YouTube have been telling you to do. Play bebop scales. And look, mine's very simple solo, you know what I mean? Not much in, and it's very childish in a way. I mean, it makes me smile looking at this. I did this ages ago, this solo. I tell you, when I first did book, that's mine. That's how David Baker plays. Again, can you see all the chromatics in it? And now mine's much cleaner and simpler. In fact, I'm actually going the wrong way there. You can see I'm doing these arpeggios going the other way, where Bebop is descending line. See how my line's going the wrong way, going up. So I can smile at things like that. So carry on. It's quite interesting to look at this. Again, this is Baker's solo there. Again, lots of chromatics here, look. My solo. Actually, I think I've copied David Baker there, haven't I? Not quite, but I've took some. So I must have liked that bit of David Baker because I've put it in. Let's go on to the next bit. This is my solo. See this ending? I actually like that bit of David Baker, but I thought because there are all these chords, F, B flat, A flat, I thought play through them all, So I actually worked a line out that went through them all. Can you see? I've that last bit there is David Baker's. See, I've just added things, so it's kind of like a bit. Now, I just want to show you some other things in my solo, which you might find interesting if I can remember where they are. This first bit, can you remember in David Baker's How to Play Bebop 3, he says don't play a quote on beat, and then he does it himself in his own solo. He quotes from his own tune called Grooving for Days. But I actually thought, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a quote on just to spite him right at the beginning. So this is a quote. This quote here is actually a tune called Beautiful Dreamer. And I'll just play you a bit of Beautiful Dreamer so you can hear what it is.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee.
Okay, so that's Beautiful Dreamer. And then a bit further down, there's another quote. One here. See this bit here? This is another quote that I put in. This is a Tony Hatch tune called Call Me. Now, it was a famous British tune in 1960s, that. Anyway, Frank Sinatra did a version of it, so I'll just let you listen to the actual tune. When you're feeling sad and lonely. I'll just let you listen to what it sounds like.
If you're feeling sad and lonely, there's a service I can render. Tell the one who loves.
Okay, so that's a bit of Tony Hatch, and then there's some more quotes if I can find them. I'm trying to find out where I put them actually. Just here in this bit here, this is another quote. This is from Lady and the Tramp. I've just listened to this, by the way. This is a Take It Voice Lean Back Up by Arpeggio, so it's actually alright that I think I've just said that you were going the wrong way, but we're actually bringing it up. These lines are being brought up, so it actually sounds okay, that. This bit here is from Walt Disney's Lady and the Tramp, you know, the Peggy Lee thing. He's a tramp, but I love him. That one. So I'll just play that and listen to that.
He's a tramp, but they love him. Breaks a new heart every day. He's a tramp.
I'm actually disguising these quotes, so you might not be able to hear them when we play the tunes through. That's what you should do with quotes. Don't make them stand too much in people's ears. So as I'm playing, I'll let you listen to this solo that I wrote, and I'll actually put where the quotes are so you can actually hear them. But this is basically Lady and the Tramp from the film Lady and the Tramp. He's a tramp, but I love him all that. Just here, this bit here is from Tchaikovsky's ballet Romeo and Juliet. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Again, another disguised quote, but that is from Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Right, this bit here, you can see here, this is from a Buddy Holly tune called That'll Be the Day. Okay, so I'll let you listen to that.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave.
Right, and then this last bit here, this bit here, do-do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do. This is a tune called Am I Blue? I'll play you that as well so you can listen to it.
Am I blue? Ain't these tears in these eyes telling you?
Okay, so I know you're all dying to hear this soul of mine, so I'll let you hear it now, okay? Okay, so I hope you like my solo, even though it's very simple, better than David Baker's. Just a little thing to discuss before I finish this video off. I've just put this little one note in here just to give it that impulse. I don't like starting on beat 1. If you look at my phrases, none of them start on beat 1, so they've got more of a swing than David Baker's solo. Also, I just wanted to really show you how you can put quotes in. If you're working on a solo, because you really should be working on tunes. If you're working a tune, working a solo, and you haven't got any ideas what to do, the thing to do is get yourself a busking book, because I've got busking books, right? And just look through simple tunes and play simple tunes. And what it is if you like a tune and you find out that it can fit into a solo, then use it, but disguise it and make it flow. Charlie Parker does this all the time. That's why you've got to do it, because if you want to be as good as him, you've got to be able to do that. So get yourself one of those cheapy busking books so you can put quotes in, right? What you do is you can... you get to a point where you see a chord sequence, you just don't know how you're going to finish it off. Look into a book, get a tune what somebody else has wrote, right, that fits those chords, right, and then try and get them to fit. But don't put it in so it's in your face. Actually disguise it like I have done in that solo I did. Even though that solo I can see a lot of things wrong with it. I'm repeating notes, my voice leading is not that good. And there's lots of things wrong with that solo, but the thing is, it's still better than David Baker's, because at the end of the day, it still swings. It still swings. His doesn't swing, right? Mine swings. Not only that is, listen carefully to David Baker's and try and sing it. Then listen to mine and try and sing it. And you'll find out that mine's are much more melodic and much more easy to sing than what his is. So I'm going to leave it off now. We're going to come back to David Baker, because I actually want you lot to have a go at trying to write your own solos out on this particular tune. And we'll come back in the future. But at the moment, I need to really get more stuff on YouTube for you, like harmony and stuff, so to get your level up a bit more. So I'll leave it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.